What are you looking at?
Waiting for something.
Waiting for what?
You'll see.
I've gotta go. Can you please tell me what you're waiting for?
Can't. It'll be here in a second.
Really? I'm in a hurry.
There. Look.
Coming to you live from the Sundance Film Festival and streaming to people around the world.
Indeed.
Welcome to HitRECord Live Labs. To participate, log into hitrecord.org or download the HitRECord mobile app. And now, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for being here. Thank you for being here in this room here at Sundance. And yeah, for Sundance. And also, there's lots of people that are watching live right now. Hello to all of you, all of you, all of you. You guys want to just like make a lot of noise so that the people can hear you just for 1 second? Okay, now everybody in the room be quiet, and all of you at home make noise. That was awesome. I just thought of that. Okay, who here has heard of HitRECord? Sweet. Some of you watching out there, maybe less so. HitRECord is a community that's about creative collaboration. A lot of online communities, especially around creativity, are more about like posting something that you've made and saying, hey, look at what I've made. On HitRECord, it's more like, what can we make together? That's the point. We're creative together. It's a little different than what you find elsewhere on the internet. I'm proud of that. And actually, there's some really cool community members here right now, I think. I see Joe Fed there. Bethany Dunn is there. Can we hear some? Yeah. It's good to see you guys. Who else? Oh, wait, is that Manette, Caroline? Yeah, okay. This is amazing. This is really, oh, there's Seth. I see Seth, nice. Sundance means a lot to us in the HitRECord community. It means a lot to me personally. If you don't know, we launched our company 10 years ago at Sundance, 2010. We launched our company. We've been a community like this for 10 years. It's incredible. And in fact, I mean, it was an even smaller thing even before that. I don't want to tell you the long story, but it was at first just this tiny little thing that my brother helped me start, my brother Dan. And yeah, thank you. And it was just this message board and where I was posting things that I was making. And as people started coming to the message board, what we noticed was that more than just checking out the stuff that I was making, that the people on this message board wanted to make things together. And we thought that's really something unique that couldn't have happened in any other time in history, because watching a video on the internet isn't that different than like watching TV, or listening to a song on the internet isn't really that different than listening to a song on the radio. But people coming together to make something that they might not have been able to make on their own. People that, you know, someone in Nebraska and someone in the Philippines, and they're collaborating, they're in a creative process together. That's new, that's never happened before in human history. And we just thought that was so fucking cool. And it wasn't even our idea, it was just something that the community started doing organically, and we started leaning into it. And then it was my friend Jared and I said, like, as the thing grew, hey, could this community and this creative process, could this become even more ambitious? Could we make books? Could we make records? Could we make a TV show? What could we make this way? And over the years, we started it at Sundance 2010, and eventually over these last number of years, we did all of those things together because of the community. And I'm just so grateful to be here and for all of you who are part of this ever growing and ever lovely community. So thank you. Just want to say thank you. I'm hoping that tonight this can be something that you find useful for you and your creative self. In the past, when we launched at Sundance 2010, we were leading the projects. I was directing not all of them. It was me and a couple of friends and colleagues that were directing all the short films that we then screened at Sundance. Tonight, what we're gonna do is turn that around and say, let's shine a light on projects that the community is starting. And let's check out works that are not finished, works in progress that the community is doing. And hopefully this can serve as a way for us all to sort of find collaborators. And being creative alone can be hard, but doing it together, we have found over the years of doing this, it can unlock something. So this is what I hope we achieve tonight, is finding some of that. Some of you probably have downloaded the app. If you have not downloaded the app, I recommend you do so. We're gonna use it tonight. And I wanna start off with just a simple warm-up, all right? We're gonna contribute to a few different projects tonight. We're calling them labs. And the first one, can we put my phone on the screen? The first one, we're just gonna make super, super easy as a warm-up to get everyone started, just comfortable using the app and understanding like, oh, this is how you find a project, this is how you contribute to it, etc. All right, is my phone on the screen? There it is. But it's not syncing up. It was supposed to sync up. Okay, so if you just open up the app and you can see that the projects page is where you land, and there's a whole feed of projects. Typically on an online platform about creativity, you land on a feed of content that's trying to suck as much attention as it can get from you so it can serve you advertisements and manipulate you. But on HitRECord, thanks. There's my intrepid producing partner, Jared Geller, ladies and gentlemen. It's always a measure of how complicated the show is to see how soon I get the audience to give Jared a round of applause. Oh, it's on, hey, cool. Sweet. So, is it on? No. You'll see that at the top of the projects feed, if you open up your app, there's a whole feed of projects, and at the very top, there's one called Roll Call. And this is just a warm-up. We want to get us used to simple contribution. So go into the Roll Call app. No problem. Go into the Roll Call, not app, the Roll Call project, and you'll see you can contribute a photo. I just want to, again, this is just super simple. Because this is a meaningful occasion for us, we want to see who's here, both who's here in the room as well as who's out there at home watching this. So take a photo of someone next to you and contribute it to the Roll Call project. I would show you how to do it, but the phone's not on the screen. Take a photo of someone next to you. If you're out there, if you're with somebody, take a photo of that person. If you're by yourself, take a photo of yourself. Show what computer you're on that you can be watching. Oh, there, that's how it works. Look at that. Yeah, there on the projects feed. There you go. Hey, it's working, sweet. Go in there. You can see it says view steps. Click on that, click on the photography thing. There's that big green contribute button, and go ahead and take a photo. And let's see. Everybody do it. We were gonna put some photos up on the screen. Should we do that? I don't know. We don't have to. I don't know. Anybody take a photo yet and contribute it to the project? Yeah, so there should be some. Oh yeah. Hey, there's someone from home. Quite convincing. Yeah. Will and Gail, nice. Nice. There's Edward the Ninth. He's here tonight, I know. Matt Conley's here, yeah. Nice. Awesome. Okay, simple. This is the kind of thing we're gonna do. Now that we know how, we're warmed up, now that we know how to contribute to a project, let's try a project that's still easy, but slightly more ambitious. Watch this.
Hi guys, my name is Carly, also known as Ringing Chick on HitRECord. I'm from Columbus, Ohio, and I manage my family's horse farm. I am currently leading a tiny films project called Cloud Spotting. This project started when I found an illustration on site by the artist named Mute, who is from London, and I instantly fell in love with the image. It has beautiful, vibrant colors, and it shows a little boy laying in the grass, pointing up towards the sky. What I love about this image is that it instantly captures the imagination and makes you wonder what story is unfolding for the little boy in the sky. For the Cloud Spotting Tiny Films project, we are looking for writers to create the tiny story. This should be 1 to 2 sentences describing where the clouds have taken the little boy's imagination. We will then be looking for voice actors to read the tiny story and musicians to create a score. Thanks, I can't wait to see how this all turns out.
All right, check. Sweet. Okay, I think we actually, Reigning Chick, who started this project, I think we have her on Skype. Can we talk to her? Okay. Hello. Let's hear it for her. Come on. It's so nice to meet you over the Skype, over the video mic.
Yes, nice to meet you too.
Okay, so first of all, tell me about your artistic life. I know you draw. What's your first memory of drawing?
Oh gosh, just doodling.
Like in school or what?
Yeah, just in notebooks and stuff, nothing special.
You say it's not special, but it's become something that means something. So now when do you draw? How do you make time for yourself in your life to draw?
I don't draw a whole lot anymore. I do a little bit of photography still, and then mainly animation.
Right, see, and I know that because when you joined HitRECord, you were contributing illustrations, and now you're contributing animations. So tell me about how did that transition happen?
Really just being on the site, I loved seeing all the animations and what people were doing with them and how they could bring an image to life. And I just wanted to learn how to do that and kind of have fun with it.
So how did you learn?
A lot of YouTube,
Right,
a lot
right.
of asking questions from some of the awesome animators on site, and just trial and error.
So were you contributing to projects that needed animation? Because I know now you do a lot. Can we put some of her animation on the screen? I think we maybe have some. Maybe not. Oh yeah, look. Nice. And it's a rainbow, yeah, okay. I remember this one. That one's, oh, you did this one too?
Yep.
Sweet. But so tell me then, because I know that this is something a lot of people experience. I know I want to do something creative. Animating looks fun, but I don't know how to do it. How did you get over that hump?
Well, I already had the After Effects program, and that's just kind of looking online what seemed like a good program to be using. And so I just started watching videos of how to do simple stuff and just practicing really easy animations. And then just kind of jumped right into characters and just playing with it.
It's fantastic. I really, really admire it. Actually, it reminds me of Dan, speaking of Dan, because he never used to, he was a coder. He would write code. He wrote the code of the first versions of the HitRECord site. And eventually he just decided, he was like, I'm gonna be a fire spinner. Okay, dude. And then he became one of the best fire spinners. And if you talk to fire spinners nowadays, he built a style of his own, and he just decided to do that. And a lot of it had to do with community. A lot of it had to do with him getting involved with other fire spinners and people helping each other and showing him the way. It means a lot to me to hear that you've found that kind of community with people on HitRECord. So you're doing this project. You started a project, Cloud Spotting. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I was just going to say, I just found the image online, and I just really loved it and decided that I wanted to bring it to life in my way.
Right. Okay, so first you asked people to write, right?
Yeah, so we need the tiny story to go along with this image. What's going on for the little boy here.
And you didn't draw this image, you found it.
Yeah, I found it. Mute drew it.
Right, and you added the motion of the breeze and the blades of grass moving.
I did, yeah, I added that part.
Right on. And what's your vision for where this project, what would it be in the end?
Oh my gosh, I feel like it could take so many different ways as far as the animation and the story, but I just would love to see a tiny film come together that really talks about this little boy and what he's seeing or what he's thinking or what's happening in his life right now.
Right on. Okay, so for the first step for a tiny film, we need a tiny story. So now we're all gonna write. So we're gonna write a little tiny story for Reigning Chick so that she can keep going with her tiny film. Let me see. Let's see how it works this time. Okay, so the project, if you refresh the projects page, the cloud spotting project should be at the top. Click on the project, and you can view the steps, and go into the writing step, and hit contribute, and you can look at that image and see what it makes you write. A tiny story can be 1 sentence long. We've published 3 books of tiny stories, actually 4. Right, yeah, I know, I'm getting to it. Thank you for reminding me. So while we're writing, I want to set the mood, because we're also looking for music for this tiny film. And in fact, there's a fantastic musician from the community who's going to contribute music that could end up being score for Raining Chick's tiny film. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome Ozzy, please. So good to see you, man. All right. So I heard you tinkering around with it earlier. You have some musical ideas that could go with this image.
I do.
When you look at that image, what do you think of?
I think mystery, I think intrigue, but I also think that it's really relatable and fun. So something around that.
So how do you take a concept like that, mystery, intrigue, relatable, fun, and translate that into music?
Really, on the piano, you can use textures. So you can use a mysterious texture. It could be a little more suggestive of whatever. Yeah. And then in terms of melody, you can actually bring that in, and that can explain a little more of the narrative.
Yeah. Okay, I want to hear what music this invokes. And this will set the mood. While you're writing tiny stories, look at the animation, listen to Ozzy's music. Go ahead. Listen to Ozzy's music, look at the animation, and write something. Write whatever you think might be on this boy's mind, or whatever kind of story might be about this boy. If it's a boy, could be something else. Don't get to see the face. What is this? I don't know. The little child's pet of some sort, or friend. They seem to be eating pretty healthy. Looking up at the sky, what are they looking at? It's called cloud spotting. Who here likes to write? Okay, hey, Caroline. What's up? Okay, so how do you go about trying to find, like, what this story would be? Where does your mind go when you want to write?
I look for what's unique in the image and stands out, and then I kind of just let my mind wander, and it's like a word association game and see what comes up.
That was the first collaboration ever on the HitRECord message board, was a word association game. What stands out to you about this image that you might write about?
Just what he has packed with him and that strange little dog.
Yeah. So are you gonna write something about the dog?
Yeah.
Did you write something yet?
Yeah, I'm typing.
Okay, work on it, and contribute it. Who else is writing? I want to hear about writing. Okay, got pointed here. Hey, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Ashley Sorensen.
Ashley, nice to meet you. What are you gonna write about?
I write, I'm a children's book author.
Fantastic.
To me, this 100%, I just see life upside down. It's completely different perspective. It's something that's open-minded and completely universal, and it's extremely relatable, and I love kind of the...
But what are you gonna write? These are all abstract things. You have to put it into specific words.
I don't know, so much, as a writer, everything goes through your mind that's there's so much, and to dumb it down to something so simple can be so hard sometimes.
It's true, that's poetry. Brevity is the source of wit. Cora Lily, I saw you raise your hand. How do you go about writing it's hard to put it into such brief terms. That's like, it's one of the things I like about writing tiny stories. It's a real challenge to figure out how to make something that actually has layers, that actually has a meaning, but is really brief. How do you do it?
I try and find a different angle of it, like they're having a picnic. Maybe there are sisters wearing masks and those brown things are pigtails. So,
great.
I would probably do something like my sister and I laid in the grass all day waiting for the moment when we would sail away.
Hey, she actually wrote a rhyme. Nice. In the back, who likes to write? This man's hand went up fast. You like to write?
Yeah, I do like to write, and just looking at this picture, I would think about the colors. So for me, it would be like how do you describe the colors in the image? Because I'm always a visual reader, so just getting that across would be a huge thing for me.
So when do you write? What do you like to write?
Honestly, I like to write about, this might be random, but what the future is gonna be like. And just looking at this picture, you see people wearing masks, or you can think about that and you start to wonder if maybe it's a way people present themselves in the future, what they wanna be, or I don't know, I just think this picture, it kind of gives me Gorillas vibes, weirdly.
Gorillas, yes, Dan the Automator, right, okay.
So I just want to think about what the future might be like, and maybe they're even talking about what the future might be like.
That would make sense. All right, thanks. Cool, so here's what we're gonna do. First of all, can we get a round of applause for Ozzy and his score? Thank you, dude, thank you. So we're gonna contribute that to the score step of the project. And then we're actually gonna, Reigning Chick, who we were just talking to, as well as Edward, who runs our Department of Creative Development at HitRECord, they're gonna look through the contributions, both contributions coming from in here, contributions coming from out there, and later we're going to record voice acting of a few of the contributions. So if you feel like getting up and performing a small script, come over and see who? Stefan over there, Stefan and Nay, if the actors in the house, go and see them and we'll set you up so that you can perform the script. Okay, what is next? Okay, cool. So now you've seen, we did a warm-up, you've seen how a tiny film can come together. We also do, our community can do much more ambitious projects, which is also really fun. I like them both, personally. I like getting to do something that's kind of like a quick mental exercise to do something small, although if you're actually leading a tiny film, you'll see it's not necessarily the smallest thing in the world, but we also do really quite ambitious short films, and I want to play you one of those. This is a short film that we made in partnership with Zappos, our wonderful sponsors who are making this whole thing possible tonight. Round of applause for Zappos. We made all kinds of art with Zappos last autumn. We made music, we made short films, we made art, we made a music video. It was a really beautiful partnership, and I just want to play you, this is sort of the premiere of one of the short films that we made together, and it's based on something that Zapponians hold very dear, which is to create fun and a little weirdness. This is one of their core values. And so we took that phrase, because I found it really intriguing, and put that to the community and said, if we were to make a short film based on this idea, creating fun and a little weirdness, what kind of short film would we make? And this is what we did.
The most fun I ever had.
The most fun I ever had was going to New York with my mum.
Going to space camp.
Shooting off fireworks with my friends.
Solving really long, hard math problems. I have the most fun when I do it.
The most fun I ever had, that is a very easy question for me. Back in 2016, the Chicago
Dance.
The most fun I ever had.
The most fun I ever had was going to New York with my mum.
Going to space camp.
Shooting off fireworks with my friends.
Solving really long, hard math problems. I have the most fun when I do it.
The most fun I ever had, that is a very easy question for me. Back in 2016, the Chicago Cubs won the World Series. Afterwards, we were spraying champagne and hugging, singing, dancing, crying with strangers. I don't know how I could top that.
So one of the best times in my life, when I was hanging out with my grandmother, this is kind of the time frame when she was going through cancer, and we ended up going to see the Blue Man Group. At the end of the show, there was streamers that were thrown from one end to the other. I'll never forget the look on my grandmother's face. It was just pure joy.
For our family, it's always kind of been one of our mottos to not take life too seriously. My younger daughter, she's super into fashion.
Strike a pose, baby.
We want to bring that out of her. She gets really into it, and those moments that we have all together as a family where we're just clearly being over the top, but we're showing them that it's totally okay to be themselves.
Okay.
You guys are weird.
Those things that make you giggle, those things that make you smile, light up on the inside, the bizarre shit. The bizarre shit. That's the best stuff. No matter what age you are, 90-year-old grandma, dance. Dance. What have you got to lose?
Stop.
Weird.
Whoa, hanging out here. Whoa, whoa.
There are so many things that people can judge as weird.
Imagine if I had like 3 eyes.
I wear mismatched socks for good luck.
Once I put like elastic everywhere.
Purple, blue.
Weird.
If weirdness was a place,
weird.
It would be this board game.
Karaoke. Retro arcade bar and restaurant space.
where all the dreamers hung out.
Weird.
The movers.
The shakers.
And the skaters.
All doodling a better world.
On coasters, napkins, and receipt papers.
If weirdness was a place, it is my brain.
There is no shame.
Where imagination takes reign.
Throw a scrawl with a side of scribble.
Eccentric thoughts and the odd giggle. While weirdness
is a wondrous thing.
I can't see a thing.
Weirdness to me is always based on what somebody else thinks.
You're such a freak.
You can't say, hey, I'm a weird guy. No, it's somebody else who perceives you that way.
We all have something weird about us. We just may not see that what we do is weird.
When I was a kid, I hated the term, "you're so weird."
Sometimes my sister Sophia calls me weird.
I really hated the idea of not fitting in and just being different from everyone else.
And that makes me feel a mix of sad and angry.
I was the weird one. I was the one sitting alone at the table. I was the one bullied sometimes.
Because I've been called weird, and for years I took that word as an insult, but I now take it as a compliment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now that I'm older, I realize that my inner weirdo is what makes me me.
Weird. Weird is good. It means you're unique.
We weren't made on a factory line. Each and every one of us is one of a kind. So be smart, be strong, be kind. But at least be weird in your own mind.
This 131 different artists contributed to that. Let's hear it for them. Come on.
I love that it's different people talking about creativity and weirdness, but then it gets into like a poetry. Someone wrote a poem, someone else read that poem, then there's cinematography that's inspired by that poem, or maybe the poem was inspired by the cinematography. I love, yeah, I'm proud of that. And again, this was not, that one was not me. This is our community coming together. So yeah, can we just hear one more round of applause for that? Yeah. And again, so it was inspired by this core value of our partner and sponsor, Zappos. I want to invite up to the stage the CEO of Zappos, Mr. Tony Hsieh. What's up, man?
How's it going?
Good. Okay. First thing I want to just ask you about is, will you tell the folks the story about how you found out first about HitRECord?
Yeah, I think it was, I want to say it was a little over a year ago, Sunday after Thanksgiving 2018. A friend of mine, we were at a local coffee shop in downtown Vegas, and not the downtown Vegas that most people know, or most people when they think Vegas think the big casinos, or if they know anything about downtown, is those casinos. But this is where the locals hang out. And there's this coffee shop called Public Us, and was there grabbing brunch, and it's a really cool coffee shop. Would definitely recommend anyone going. And
I've been. It's good.
oh yeah, you've been there. Yeah, we've been there. And there were these random books aside, and I happened to just pick up the tiny book of tiny stories and had never heard of HitRECord at the time, and was just going through page by page. And what was supposed to be a 1-hour brunch, and we ended up going through every single page and sharing them with each other. And I think we were there for 3 hours, and afterwards I went home. It was Thanksgiving weekend, so I had extra time on my hands, and basically spent the entire Sunday just trying to figure out what is HitRECord, and then what are all these, because the back of it had all the collaborators or links to all the collaborators, and I was like, oh, that's a really cool concept, because I was like, who is this brilliant person that came up with all these concepts? And then I realized it was a community of people.
Right.
And then...
Community is something that's really important to you, I know.
Yeah, and that's something that's really important to us, and for what's happening in downtown Vegas in terms of the whole place being revitalized, but also on the Zappos side, and then I want to hear your story. We basically, once we found out about it, I sent emails out to probably 5 or 6 different people at Zappos and outside of Zappos saying, how do we get in touch with Joe? And then
they were like, go away, we don't know you.
Yeah. And I think you got 5 or 6 different people all spamming you in different ways, not just email or something. I don't know what happened.
And when we finally met, we talked for 3 hours about community and collaboration and everything. Okay, I want to ask you another question. The core value is create fun and a little weirdness. And I know you were really particular about the wording of your core values. Why did you use the word create fun instead of, I mean, most people say have fun, right? Why did you say create fun?
Well, our core values, actually, it's just like you said, like I didn't come up with our core values, our employees did, so our community of employees. And so all I did was send out an email to employees and ask employees what should our core values be, and then got a ton of responses back. And you know, what was super interesting about how it happened was that, you know, there's a lot of things in our core values that there's other ways to say it. So for example, every company, including HitRECord, probably needs to increase company efficiencies over time. So you could have a core value as increase efficiencies, but our employees came up with, and on their own, we didn't say you have to have that, came up with do more with less. And then that's just something that resonates with employees. And so for me, create fun and a little weirdness is, I mean, I believe everyone's a little weird somehow. And
not me.
And I think it's just a fun way of saying that we really recognize and celebrate each person's individuality, and we want their true personalities to shine in the workplace. Because most people, when they go to work, maybe it's different in your industry, but in the normal business world, I think most people, you're a different person at home at weekends, hanging out with your friends, versus when you're in the office with your coworkers. And so you most people end up leaving a little part of themselves, or a big part of themselves, most of themselves at home. And we want our employees at Zappos to be the same person, because that's when their creativity shines, and we want their little bit of weirdness to shine. And so that's why we want them to help co-create the wonderful weirdness of whatever happens.
Right on. Well, listen, man, thank you so much, not only to your company for supporting HitRECord and making art possible, but like thank you for, you've been such a great mentor for me as we've been building our company and trying to accomplish greater things, and I'm really, really grateful, so I want to say thanks. Cheers. Tony Hsieh, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we're gonna go back to Cloud Spotting, the tiny film that we were working on of the bizarre robot figures looking up at the sky. We got a bunch of writing contributions, and now we're going to do some voice acting because we'll have the narration for this tiny film. Who's here that wants to do the voice acting? Should we actually, and I want you guys to do it, but I also just want to show, especially for y'all watching on the stream, and for all of you, can we put my phone up? Okay, so again, projects. On the projects tab of the app, if you click in there and view the steps, there's a whole bunch of voice acting steps. You can just pick which one you want to do. And I think maybe I'll do one first. Let's see, which should I do? How about this? Oh yeah. Okay. I'm gonna record this one.
These are contributions that just came in.
Yeah.
Here and around the world.
Yeah. Jared Geller, ladies and gentlemen. No, it's really true. These is like what you guys are writing right now. We're gonna record them and make progress on our tiny film project. Okay, so if I contribute, this is a cool new piece of software that actually just launched. So big ups to our product and tech team back in Glendale. Because the cool thing is now you can read the script and record at the same time. You used to have to have two screens or whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna record this. Start recording. Wonderstruck by his newfound existence, the illustrated boy pointed up to the artist and asked, "Will you create more tomorrow?" Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna contribute that. I'm gonna title it later. Oh, you have to title it. Joe's voice. Joe's Ive. Yeah, okay. And actually, the resource of the script, by the way, is automatically cited. How about that for the hardcore HitRECord?
And you got an ice cream. Sorry,
What?
that was really hot.
What's that?
You got an ice cream.
Oh yeah, they took the phone off the screen. Victory Ice Cream, that's another Dan ritual. Let's hear it for Victory Ice Cream, come on. All right. Okay, now, let's get some other people up here to contribute. Who's gonna contribute? Hey, what's your name?
Pearl.
Pearl, nice to meet you. Okay, ready? Okay, go ahead. Go, you're recording?
The clouds flew past quicker than usual. The breeze across his face picked up speed, and the usually ponderous pigeons flew past like race cars. Then, stillness. Silence. It worked. The machine had worked.
That was great. Let's hear it for her. Yeah. It takes confidence to have negative space on a stage. That takes real command of the stage. That was excellent. That was an excellent performance. Nice. It's a hard act to follow. You can do it, though. Come on up. Hey, what's up, dude? How are you? What's your name?
Mitch.
Mitch. Okay, you gonna read a tiny story? Sweet. Are you recording?
And there it is, the dream I'm going to follow.
That is a tiny story. Nice, nice. Well done, buddy, well done. All right, okay, who else? What's that?
The names of the people who wrote them?
Oh, good idea, yeah. Will you find them? Because I don't have them in front of me. That was you wrote that? See, it's working, people. It's working. This is the shit that we wanted to do in 2010 and didn't quite pull off, but now it's happening. It's art that's being made in a room right now. It's fucking cool. This is not a show. We're making shit together. This is what we've been trying to do. Sorry, I just got excited. That's so cool. We've been trying to do that exact thing for years. Hey, dude. What's your name?
Francis.
Nice to meet you, Francis. Do you know, let's see, does it say, wait, let's just go back so that we can see who wrote this. I'm just gonna see who actually wrote this one. Oh, Wiro wrote this one. Wiro was the one who started the Tiny Stories project in the first place. Okay, hit the contribute button again. Wait, okay, hold on. We're gonna go back, contribute. Okay, go ahead, hit record and go ahead.
Got it. The stars shine hard all day long, only to be utterly drowned out by that one obnoxious star that decided to lurk closest to us. What a dick.
Wait a minute. Where are you from? Hold on.
I'm from Lowell, Massachusetts, outside of Boston.
Okay. Nice, all right. Fuck the Celtics. Looking at you, Matt Conley. Looking at you. Okay, come on. What's up, dude? What's your name?
Ryan.
Nice to meet you, Ryan. Let's see. Okay, do you want to read? It's okay. Just read it, and we'll give credit. That's an important thing. We give credit where credit is due, but it's not on your there. So we'll give credit after. Can we figure out who wrote the acid trip one? Will you look up who wrote the acid trip one?
Go ahead. Oh yeah.
This is why we ask, are you recording? To make sure you don't just like. Oh, it's just a microphone. Have you held it? I mean,
Now, James had been laying on the grass for a good long while when he took the first hit of acid, and it took hold. He turned to his beloved bear, Hunter, and said, "That was a terrible goddamned idea."
That's great. That's exactly what acid is like. Yeah. Round of applause. Who wrote the acid trip one? Who? Hold on now, just a second. Who wrote it? Telesky. Round of applause for Telesky, the writer of that one. Lay off the drugs, Telesky. Anybody else, or is that the last one? Okay, cool. What's next? Okay, so we've gone from very simple warm-up to a tiny story. Now we're making a tiny film. We recorded voiceover. We have music for the tiny film. We showed you a finished, more ambitious project, but now I want to talk to somebody who is currently leading a more ambitious project that is not finished yet, and her name is Sabine.
Hi, Sabine here. I'm originally from Germany. This year will be my 10th year on HitRECord. There are two projects I'm most proud of that I led. One is a short documentary series called Tracing Scars, which was all about people talking about their scars and the impacts they have made on their lives. And the other one is a 3D animated short film called The Lonely Flower.
A flower stood alone in a field, that was alone in a town, that was alone in the world.
At the core is my recent project that I'm leading, and the goal is to create a roughly 2-minute animated short film that has sort of a steampunkish dystopian flair to it. It all started with an illustration by Albert Modelel, which was uploaded in 2018, and I think about 2 days later, a member, Reform Designs, jumped in with a little animation of that image. And I'm a huge sci-fi fan, so the moment I saw that, I immediately thought I had to do something with it. So I right away put it in my little collection of short film potentials and waited until I had the time to really commit to this project.
Okay, hey, and there's Sabine on the old Skype. What's up, Sabine?
Very good, how are you? Thanks for having me.
Happy to have you here. Okay, so I want to just start off with like you as an artist. You do so many different artistic things. Tell me about like how that came to be. Were you always artistic ever since you were young, or is it something you came to later? How did it happen?
I was always like this. Everybody always knew I would
like this.
I was born this way. Everybody knew I would either do something with writing or art, and now I do both. So.
Right on. So how is your life like these days? Where does art fit in to your life and in your day-to-day?
I do a lot of freelance work, so I've done lots of graphic design for companies. I've done screenplay writing for indie companies, and a lot of it is HitRECord. So there's so much variety there. I do so many things. It's perfect for me.
I love to hear that. And you mentioned you joined 10 years ago. It's so cool. It's so cool. And 10 years ago, it was really hard for anybody to be starting and leading their own projects. But in recent times, more and more people in the community have been leading their own. And you've been a real pioneer. You've been really blazing trails and showing what can be done is like leading your own projects. So like, tell me about you. You mentioned that you sort of have a list, a collection of different things that you might want to get involved with. How many things are on that list? How do you decide what goes on that list? Like, tell me about your mental process there.
I don't know how many things are on the list right now, probably 20, 30 things.
Yeah.
I see lots of shiny things. But what happens when I go on HitRECord, I don't really go in there thinking I'm gonna find something awesome. most of the times, and being a curator, I'm there primarily to help people. I answer lots of questions. I help out with projects. And in that process, I will bump into things. And typically, the things that stand out to me, they're really, wow, I know right away this has to be a short film. And I make sure to put it away so I don't forget, because I might not have the time right now to commit, but I know I want to, so I'll make the time and then go for it.
Right on. Okay, so and if somebody out there wanted to start and lead their own project on HitRECord, having done it yourself, what's a piece of advice you would give to them?
The biggest thing I would say, if you want to lead, you don't have to be an expert in anything. It can be anything that you do. What's important is that you have lots of people who have the skills. You don't even have to have the skills. The biggest thing is don't be afraid to make mistakes. Be open about it, and everyone will embrace you and just be fine with it. It's no problem. And yeah, don't be afraid of it. Just go for it. You will make mistakes. I go in there thinking I'm going to screw up, and it's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the biggest.
That's any creative process. There's always mistakes. All right, so the short film project that you're talking about is At the Core. You're looking for all kinds of people you need. I'm reading animators, musicians, voiceover artists. Do you want to say anything like to the folks out there that you want to come inspire to contribute to your project?
So right now we're focused on the voiceovers, and we've split the script into 8 sections, and they're sort of portrayed as witness accounts. And you can 8 prompts, so pick any lines that speak to you. It's a dystopian piece. It doesn't have a happy ending, and so yeah, pick whichever speaks to you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so that project is featured right now. If you go into the project's feed, bookmark it, contribute to it later. We have a round of applause for Sabine. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, and thanks to Tony for supporting it.
All right.
Thanks.
So, sorry. Oh, yeah. So we have to talk about this. I mentioned it earlier. We've been doing this for 10 years now, and we started here at Sundance. Truth is, HitRECord, like I said, it started even smaller than that. It was something my brother and I did for like 5 years as just a total hobby. And he came to Sundance 2010, and he got to see it start become what it has now become. And sadly, he's no longer with us, but he also, I feel, would be really stoked to see what's happening in this room tonight. So I don't even know what to say, how much this means to me, and how much I want to thank all of you guys in the community, as well as there's quite a few people here in this room. Greg, who's back there, was with us in 2010. Dr. Gory, yeah. Jared, you've already given rounds of applause to, but Jared was here. Jeff has been working on this tonight. Mark has been working on this tonight. They're not here in Utah, but Matt Conley was actually not. Yeah, you're right. Matt Conley was not working for HitRECord yet. He was just a member of the community. Now he's our community director, but he was contributing a lot from Massachusetts. Fuck the Celtics. When we were at Sundance, 2010. Spaceship, I know you joined back in 2010. You were here. Like, so many of us have been here the whole time, and so many people have joined along the way, and we're really just, like, we're just getting going. It was all those years ago that we were trying to create tiny films as we went in a room together, but we had to sort of use, we would bring out an actual published tiny book of tiny stories and have people read voiceovers. And just tonight, people were writing tiny stories, and then 10 minutes later, they were getting up and contributing voice acting to those tiny stories. It's really exciting for me to see how far we've come, and I think the future is brighter than ever. And we put together a video just celebrating the 10 years, and I'm gonna play it.
Are we recording?
Are we recording? HitRECord will be going to Sundance. And we'll be inviting the world to come with us.
Say hello, everyone.
Hi, everybody.
Bonjour.
Hello.
Hello. Konnichiwa.
This little thing that we've been doing for all these years, you guys, is it's playing Sundance. You want to be a part of it? You are. You are.
Sort of a secret sauce for getting people to be creative is to do it together with other people.
I hadn't animated much before HitRECord, but once I started, I couldn't stop, and now I literally do it every single day. And it all came out of the beauty that I found in remixing other people's art and being supported by the community.
Getting remixed isn't considered theft on HitRECord. It's an honor.
When I first joined, I'd uploaded a couple songs, and a girl named Metaphors remixed it. She had written a whole song. It blew my mind.
The magic really started to happen when someone remixed me.
I remember logging on and it said, "You've been remixed."
It felt amazing.
That thrilled me like you would not believe.
That's why our mission is to inspire creativity through collaboration.
7 years ago, I joined HitRECord. I was just a 15-year-old kid that liked to make videos. And I think because of the inspiration that HitRECord gave me, that's why I'm a musician today. I'm thankful for all of you HitRECorders for collaborating together to make wonderful art and for being so encouraging to one another, including myself.
The most valiant thing you can do as an artist is inspire other people to be creative.
I started typing, "I am thinking of donating my body to science fiction," and then posted it. Got very positive comments and hearts. There were some really fantastic remixes that were bizarre and funny and beautiful. Then it got in the tiny book of tiny stories. From there, Madison Music wrote a song based on it.
I am thinking of donating my body to science fiction.
And that was used for an animated music video.
Science fiction.
I just want to thank all the people that were involved. There were 82 remixes for this record. I'm very grateful, and I want to thank the community.
When Dan and I first started HitRECord, the whole point was to put this thing out there that was meaningful to us and see what other people would do with it.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, guys.
Today is my 1-year anniversary.
Second anniversary.
3rd year.
3-year HitRECord anniversary.
6 years.
When I first came on as an illustrator. Nowadays,
Now this is a story about when my doctor wanted to touch my...
Since finding the site, I've grown so much as a person and as an artist.
It's really changed my life. Finding this place and being encouraged to have faith in myself and put myself out there, that sort of bravery is something I've never had in my life.
What I really want is for HitRECord to be a place for projects that'll be started, led, and finished by you all in the community. Hello, fellow HitRECorders.
Hey guys, singers, rappers. I want to finish this project with you.
Hey, HitRECord.
I'm leading a project called Try to Pronounce It.
HitRECord. Let's gather together and do this.
You could find people who love the same things that you love, who want to do the same things that you want to do, who want to make stuff. Yeah. I've never really had that kind of community before, and I do now.
It's great to meet other people that are just like me. It feels good.
I love what it's become. It's evolved into a whole community of creative collaboration.
You want to be a part of it? You are. You are.
Again, by heart.
All right. We've done some photography to warm up. We've done writing. We've done voice acting. What we have not done yet is music. Music. So we're gonna do a music project. This is our last lab of the night. And I'm gonna introduce this project with this video.
Hi everyone, my name is Christine and I go by Latte Sunday on HitRECord. I was born and raised in the UK and I still reside in the UK. So back in 2016, Fox and You had done a little a cappella medley centered around the lyrics, "It's about to go crazy."
It's about to go crazy. It's about to go crazy.
Naz H, who is also a female vocalist on the side, asked the community to remix that track for a music project called Play Along. And because she had done a cappella, I decided to do a cappella as well.
It's about to go crazy. So crazy.
And it went down well, people liked it, and I was like, okay, that's the end of it. Well, that's the thing with HitRECord. So even though in my mind it was finished, a gentleman by the name of Eric B came along and heard it. He replicated the bass line that I was singing with actual bass.
It's about to go wild, wild, wild. Wild, wild, wild.
And that blew my mind. We fast forward to now. Fox and Mew started a project to develop the song even further. We'll need some verses. More musicians would be great. It would be great to have a horn section. There's no limit to where we can take it. Let's get to remixing.
All right. And here's Latte Sunday. Let's hear it for her. Yeah. We're rocking it. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so I want to start just by hearing about you as an artist. Tell me about your music. Why do you make music? What drives you to do it?
It's so funny because I am not a musical artist. At the core, I am a writer, and that's the whole reason why I joined HitRECord.
Yeah.
You can't just stay in your lane because you get tempted with all these different possibilities and people remixing you for something that you never would have dreamed to be a part of. But music, I was born and raised in church, choir, singing, musician. It is in my blood. So I just kind of found I'm an imposter. I have no business being there, but I'm there and I like it.
It's really funny because you mentioned writing, and I love to write too. And writing can be, writing can be collaborative, and there's lots of great, actually, collaborative writing that happens on HitRECord, as well as, there are writers' rooms, etc. But there's something about writing that part of it feels, it's like it can be a solitary thing. But then music,
yes.
Music is, you mentioned, I didn't know, you mentioned singing in church. That's like the epitome of people being together and music bringing people together. Does that make sense to you? Do you feel like a connection between music and togetherness?
It's funny, with the writing, my mind goes into a certain mode, and it's almost harder for me because you always feel like you can run the risk of being exposed in your writing. Whereas with music, I go into character, I become different people. I sing about things that I don't necessarily agree with, but if it fits the groove or the theme that I'm going for, I do it. But when you're jamming with a bunch of people, I love watching musicians just play. You'll get one person doing a riff, and then they'll be like, oh, I hear you. Okay, I'm with you. And then someone else will come and be like, yeah, I got that too. And then if you're a vocalist, you can just like, on top of it. It's amazing.
That's fantastic. Okay, so then in the spirit of like, okay, here's this, now build on top of it, you were asking for a verse for this music project.
Yeah, something just to justify the vocals being there, because this could easily just be a musician's paradise. But if there's like a verse with the hook, then even if you can't sing the melody, you'll remember that part at least.
Right, okay. So, there's a musician here tonight who's a fantastic musician, a wonderful member of the HitRECord community, that I want to come up here and play a verse for this music project to contribute right now. Ladies and gentlemen, will you welcome Spaceship? What's up, man? Get on the mic. Grab your mic.
Hello.
Thanks for being here, dude.
Thank you for having me.
Dude, I think the first time we were talking about 10 years ago, the first time I ever heard your music was you remixed me. You remixed a little song that I wrote called Nothing Big.
Yeah, I didn't know you weren't supposed to. It seemed like there was this song that was not...
You were supposed to, dude.
Well, it was untouched, and I had joined in March of 2010, so almost 10 years ago. And it was around that time, and I just was trying to find things to do other than just posting my own music, which is not in the spirit. It's not really the ethos of HitRECord. It's more like, what can we find of someone else's? actually, the first thing I did was remix a Metaphorist song, and we've been fast friends. Like, we've been friends ever since.
Love Metaphorist.
Yeah.
Love that Sarah
She's
Daly.
amazing. Yeah. But yeah, with Nothing Big, I just didn't know you weren't supposed to, and I keep saying that. Like, it's not like, I know you're supposed to.
Yeah.
And then I did it, and then I thought nothing of it, and then the next thing I knew, you're like saying, here's the recollection, which was like a book and CD and DVD, and then there's this record.
Yeah.
And my remix is on a record.
Yeah,
I'm
on
like,
a 45.
It's, yeah, on a 40, like a, yeah, and it's red. You're like, it's gonna be red.
Yeah. Well, that was the first time my voice was ever on a record, too. I was just as stoked as you were,
Awesome,
dude.
awesome. That's, yeah.
Okay, so what Latte Sunday was talking about, like people building off each other. You've been a musician your whole life. Like, tell me about like how that resonates with you. Like, where do you find that kind of thing?
Oh,
I have to say HitRECord. It wasn't a leading question. I mean,
I don't know. It's I sang in church also. It's just that my church kicked me out because it's a cult. But no, I'll tell you about it later. So I found a new family on HitRECord. It's a true story. I found my wife I met her on HitRECord, and we've been married now for 5 years. So. Yeah. Cora Lilly, she's amazing. But as far as the making music goes, it's just, I don't know, taking all of my influences and trying to put out something that sounds like me and yet sounds like something you've heard before, something I've heard before. And so it's familiar but new, and that's what I tried to bring to this project.
Right on. Okay, so when did you hear this song?
Just 2 days ago, I think.
All right. And you got a verse for it?
I hope so.
Yeah. I heard it. It's good.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna record a contribution of Spacey's verse, but here's what I want to do. I actually want to do all in one go. In one recording, I want to get his verse plus a bunch of participation from all of you as well, all right? So I want us to sing along to this song. If you don't want to sing, you can just stomp and clap, and then we'll have Spacey's verse. We'll all sing. It's gonna be something. All right.
Something.
Are you ready?
Almost, just each.
Okay, go ahead and tune. And I love that it wasn't even just Latte Sunday song. It started with Fox and Mew. Fox and Mew, there you go. I love all the little woos for the different community members. You good? You tuned up?
I think so. I think
Okay.
I'm tuned up.
All right, should we cue the playback? All right.
It's
So first
about
listen.
to go
So we're gonna sing.
It's about to go wild, wild, wild. Wild, wild, wild. It's about to go crazy. So crazy. It's about to go wild, wild, wild.
All right, ready? We're gonna stomp and clap. Ready?
It's about to be
Good. He's got a drink. He has to snap.
It's about to go on. It's about to be.
Go ahead.
Free your mind, everything will follow and show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. It's here today and it's gone tomorrow. It's about to go crazy. It's about to go wild. It's about to go crazy. So we might as well go in style. It's about to go crazy. So crazy. It's about to go wild, wild, wild. So wild, wild, wild.
It's about to go crazy.
So crazy. It's about to go wild, wild, wild.
Wow, wow, wow. Who wants to sing? Raise your hand if you want to sing. Who wants to sing? Oh, she's pointing at you. No, she doesn't want to. Who's going to sing? Someone's going to sing. You're singing.
So wild, wild, wild. It's about to go crazy.
Monica.
So crazy, so crazy. It's about to go wild, wild, wild. So wild, wild, wild.
Who else wants to sing?
So crazy.
Raise your hand. Just pointing to her.
So crazy, it's about to go wild, wild, wild. So wild, wild, wild.
Who else? Who else?
So crazy.
Who else?
So crazy.
One more. Yeah.
It's about to go wild, wild, wild. So wild, wild, wild. So crazy. It's about to go crazy. It's about to go wild, wild, wild. Wild, wild, wild.
It's about to go crazy. Everybody, group sing. Come on.
So crazy.
Acapella, acapella.
It's about to go wild, wild, wild. So wild, wild, wild. It's about to go crazy. So crazy. It's about to go wild, wild, wild. So wild, wild, wild.
Yes. Thank you. Latte Sunday, is that gonna work for the song? All right. Awesome.
We
Wait,
love
I didn't
you.
hear you. Say it again. Say it again. It's Sundance. It's indie. It's gritty. Spacey, thank you. We have a round of applause for Spaceship for Latte Sunday.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, you guys, that's it. That's our show. Contribute, and if you recorded anything tonight, if you took any photos, if you took any videos, contribute it. The Sundance 2020 projects featured up there. And I hope you guys feel inspired. I hope you feel inspired to make something and make something with other people. Sundance is such an inspiring place, and you get to see all these beautiful movies that other people have made, and you're like, I want to make something, and then you just get to watch more movies that other people have made. But this is. I hope this can be something for you. I hope you found somebody. Maybe you made a friend. Maybe you're gonna make something together with them. Whether it's to here in this room, or it's you all out there watching on HitRECord, on our site, whatever it is. I can't fucking believe we did it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks again. Good night.